Hello and welcome to the video by TrumpExcel. I'm Sumit Bansal, and in this video I'm going to show you how to combine multiple CSV files or text files from a folder using Power Query. So here I have a folder with the name sales data, and I have different files here. I have the CSV files, I have the Excel files, I have the text files. And what I want to do is I want to combine all these CSV files into one consolidated report. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect Power Query to this folder and get these CSV files and combine these files. So to do that, I would go back to the workbook. Here I would go to the data tab, click on get data from file from folder. Now I would browse the folder and give the path, the folder path here. So I would click on browse, drag down, click sales data because that is the folder that has my files. Click OK here. And now it opens the preview and it shows me all the file names. Now I have this option to combine these files for using this button, but because I have multiple extensions and I only want to combine CSV files, I'm not going to use this. Rather, I would click on edit. This would open the query editor and put these files in the query editor. Now I have these columns. I have the content name, the extension, and I have the metadata, which is date accessed and date modified and created and so on. What I need to do first is I need to filter by extension so that I only have the CSV file. So I would come here, click on select all, and then check the CSV option and click OK. Now, if you have a folder that only has CSV files, it's still a good practice to filter these file types and select CSV, because in future, if you add an Excel file to it or text file to it, Power Query would know that it needs to ignore those files and only select the CSV files. So in case you only have CSV files, you click on this, go to text filter equals, and then you can type .csv here. Now, I need to remove this step. Now that I have CSV files filtered, what I need to do is I'll go to the content column here and see what happens. This is binary, and binary would mean that this single cell holds an entire file. So whenever you see binary, it would mean that it's holding a file, and these four cells together hold four files. The first one, if I click on the space to the right of binary, here you can see it says east data.csv. If I click on the white space here, it says north data.csv. So these four cells are holding four files. And if I hover my mouse over this icon, which is two arrows pointing downwards, it says combine files. And if I click on it, it would combine all these files in this column. And it will also get rid of all these other columns except the name column. So see what happens when I click on this. It will show me the combined files preview pane here. I can see the data from one of the files, which is the first file. And now when I click OK, it opens these files, it combines these files and give me the data here. You can see the number of steps have been applied here, and these are quite complicated, but you don't need to worry about it because Power Query takes care of everything. Well, what you need to do is make sure that the data is right. So you can see, you can check whether the data types are correct or not. So in this case, it's date, if it's correct or not. If you want to change this, you can change this into using locale. You can see that these are text data type. If you go to transform, you can see it's text. These are whole numbers, whole number, and this is a commission, this is percentage. Also, in source name, it says east data.csv, but I don't want this to be this long name. I just want this to be east or west or north or south. So the first thing I would do is rename this column to a more meaningful name, which is region. And then I would right click on it, go to replace values, and here I would type space data.csv, and I would replace it with nothing. So when I click OK, it'll remove data.csv part and it'll only give me the region, which is east, west, north or south. Now my data is all set. I can go to home, close and load, and this would insert a new worksheet here and place all the data in an Excel table here in the workbook. And you can see it says 1403 rows loaded. So what it has done here is we connected Power Query to a folder. That folder had 4 CSV files. So it selected those 4 CSV files out of the entire set of files, and it combined all those files. And at the same time, it also gave us the region part here, which is the file name. Now, if I add a new file to it, let's say I add Midwest data here. So now I have 5 CSV files, and I go back to my data set. All I need to do is simply refresh this query, and Power Query would go back to the folder. It'll combine the 5 files and give me the combined data here. See, it says 1403 rows loaded. When I come here and I click on refresh, or you can go to the query and you can refresh from here as well. See what happens? It says 1844 rows loaded, because now those additional rows have been added here. So this is how you can quickly combine CSV files in a folder. The same process is also followed for the text file. So you just need to follow the same steps. Instead of CSV files, you can filter the text file and you can combine it in the same fashion. That's it in this video. I hope you found this useful. Thank you and have a nice day.